In today's video, I'm going over 5 common mistakes that I constantly see students in my programs making when it comes to self-publishing their first book. What is going on, guys? My name is Dane. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. On this channel, I talk all about self-publishing books on Amazon, on entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. In today's video, you already saw what I said at the beginning, but I'm going over 5 of the most common mistakes, or not really common, but really crucial mistakes that I see people making that go through either my free program, my paid program, when it comes to self-publishing their first book, okay? And in my free program, there's over 4,000 people in it. So I've seen a lot of people make different mistakes. There's over 2,000 people in the Facebook group, so there's tons of people in there asking questions all day long, making mistakes. So I see them constantly, and these are actually coming from personal experience as well. I've made a few of these as well. I've probably made all 5 of them, to be honest with you. I've gone through them all, and I've experienced them all. So I want to go through this video and make sure you know about them. So if you're just getting started out with self-publishing, you can try to avoid them and not have to go through these kind of mistakes that lots of people make, including myself. So I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just jump into my computer and walk you through the 5 common mistakes that I notice people making. Okay, so we're in my computer now here, and you can see on screen I got 5 common mistakes new self-publishers make, okay? And like I said before, instead of just common, I kind of want to say common and most crucial mistakes that I see people make when they're starting with self-publishing and things that hinder their journey when they start self-publishing their first book, okay? So let's dive into them. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get right into the first one here. So mistake number 1 is only ordering one cover design. And I completely understand if you're brand new to self-publishing and you're trying to save some money. Ordering one cover design just kind of makes sense. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on getting a bunch of different cover designs. But trust me, it's very, very worth it to get a bunch of cover designs. You don't have to get a bunch, maybe like 3 or 4 different cover designs just to get an idea for different possibilities that your book could look like on the Amazon store, or even when they print it in their physical copy, whatever you're looking at. Order a few different versions of your cover, okay? So it's the same subtitle, same title, same author name, obviously, on all the different versions, and just compare them and see which one is the best that you like, okay? Because you never know, you might order one from this person, this designer, and it might be a lot better than the first one that you ordered, but you'd never know if you didn't try. Don't do this just to save money, like I already said. It's short-sighted and means you can miss out on an amazing cover that a different designer could make that could end up selling hundreds or even thousands more copies of your book, okay? The book cover is very crucial when it comes to sales of your books, and you never know. That second book cover that you never ordered, that one could be a lot better than the first one that you ordered and can get you that many more sales when it comes to selling your book, okay? All this is because of one simple book cover design. And what I teach in the program when you're just getting started, if you're just a beginner in self-publishing, I teach to go through Fiverr, and you might think that's cheap. Fiverr, it's like $5 orders, but the Fiverr designers that I've used in the past are very good, and you can get very high quality covers for very cheap prices. So it is worth it to go through and say buy like 4 or 5 different cover gigs and see which one turns out to be the best. It's worth it to buy 3 to 5, like I said, different cover designs on Fiverr from different designers and just see which one is the best, because you never know. The one that you order at the end might be the best, even though you don't think it's going to be. It's always worth it to order a few, see which one's the best, and then go with the best one. And you can always ask people for their opinions too. You can make a poll or something on Facebook, post your covers, and see which one ends up being the best. Okay, so number 2 is people are scared to invest in Amazon ads. And believe me, this is probably one of the most crucial ones on this entire list. People don't seem to realize when they're first starting out, which is completely understandable. They don't really know. Investing in Amazon ads and Amazon ads in general are one of the backbones to having a successful book launch and just having a successful publishing business when you're first starting out and you're trying to rank on the Amazon store. Without Amazon ads, it's going to be very difficult, okay? So if you plan on only relying on organic traffic for the sale of your book, you'll end up being quite disappointed with the results you get in the short and long term. So if you're only planning on getting organic sales from your book, especially when you just start out, you're not going to get very many sales, I'm sorry to say. When you first publish your book onto Amazon, it's going to rank for the main keyword. Say your keyword is like gardening for beginners or something like that. Someone searches gardening for beginners on Amazon, your book's going to end up on like the 11th page. Okay, it's gonna be way back in the search results, and no one's ever gonna find it if you're just planning on only selling organic sales of your book without using Amazon ads in the beginning to help launch your book, get it ranking higher on the pages. It's just not gonna work out very well. The power of Amazon ads are insane, and if they are set up correctly and effectively in relation to the topic of your book, okay, so you have all your keywords, your target words, I call them in the program, set up effectively with all your ads and all your campaigns and all your bids are correct, Amazon ads can be very, very, very effective and can get your book ranking and selling a lot more than if you're just relying on organic sales, like I said before. Amazon ads have brought in an additional 150,000 in sales, okay? Just to give you an idea for my business, and I've been doing this for just over a year now, and they've brought in an additional $150,000 in sales, okay? It's not like profit or anything like that. Just to give you an idea of how powerful Amazon ads are for a business. And for me, I only have like 30 or so books that I actually promote. And yeah, over 150 grand in sales in the last year, okay? Not only that, but they are one of the main catalysts for ranking and launching your book for future sales on Amazon, okay? Same thing I was saying before. If you don't utilize Amazon ads in the beginning when you're launching your book and it's brand new on the store and you're just gonna try and rely on organic rankings, even if you have a following on like social media or anything like that, it's still important to take advantage of getting your book ranking on the first or second page for your main keyword on Amazon, because the organic traffic that comes from Amazon is so powerful. But in order to take advantage of that traffic, you need to get your book ranking. In order to do that, you need to use Amazon ads. So number 3 on this list is not willing to test different listing variables, okay? And I'm sure you're probably wondering what that means. This includes adjusting aspects of your book listing on Amazon once your book is live and for sale, okay? And this is things such as your book description, the first few pages of your manuscript, because people can use the look inside feature on Amazon and take a look through the first around 20% to 50%. Depends on how much you can actually ask Amazon to show a certain percentage of the inside of your book when they click on that look inside feature. It's usually around 20 to 25%. And people can actually see inside your book, so they get an idea before they buy it. So that's important too. Some people don't take that into consideration. So it's important to have a very professional looking and formatted manuscript for when someone clicks that look inside feature. And finally, your cover again. Okay, so covers do play a big role here. As you can see, I talked about it at number 1 there. Gonna come back to it at number 3 here because it is obviously a very important part to your listing. And people just don't test different variations of these things, okay? It's super important to try different book descriptions, try a different hook, try different information in your book description to see what sells the best, okay? So 1 week, maybe try this version. Week 2, try this version, and then compare the 2 weeks and see which one actually sold your book better. Same idea with the look inside feature, change things around, make the table of contents look better if you're not getting good enough sales. Also, try different book covers, okay? Super important. Obviously, book covers are what people look at. They judge a book by its cover on Amazon, okay? So that is another thing you gotta test. So without testing all these different kinds of variables and different variations, like I said, you'll never know if a slight tweak here and there, like tiny little tweak, seriously, like you change the bullet points in your book description or just change the hook, that little tweak might make the biggest difference in terms of sales for your business and actually might bring in a lot more money. So be willing to test different variables, different variations on your book listing. So mistake number 4 here is cheaping out on ghostwriting, and this one is pretty obvious. I know that not everyone is gonna go through the ghostwriting route when it comes to self-publishing their books, but if you are, this is one of the most common mistakes that I see, and I'm sure you could have guessed this one if you're familiar with the self-publishing business model where you ghostwrite, where you hire ghostwriters to make your books for you. A lot of people are going to cheap out on ghostwriting. That's just inevitable because they want to save money. It's the same idea with the book covers in the beginning when I said people will cheap out on just buying one book cover and not trying a few other ones, different versions of the same book cover. So this is quite obvious, but I see it time and time again in my programs, okay, and in my Facebook groups where students decide to take their chances with a cheaper and inexperienced writer, okay, and almost 95 to 100% of the time, this doesn't work out and it ends up being just a terrible mess and not worth it in the long run at all. I totally understand the reasoning behind it, okay? Like I totally get it. You want to save a couple bucks, especially if you're just starting out and you're not sure if the business model is going to work for you. We've all done it, okay? I've done it in the beginning. We've all done it, okay? It's something that you're going to try probably just because it seems so nice and easy to do and save a couple bucks. But in the long run, it usually does not pay off hiring a cheaper ghostwriter. However, the long-term side effects of cheaping out on ghostwriting are almost always detrimental in terms of getting bad reviews and having your book die out due to no sales because of it, okay? So if your book is poorly written, has not very high quality writing, and it's just not very intriguing, the information in it isn't super accurate, and the ghostwriter you hired just kind of didn't do a very good job, eventually people are going to order that book, leave bad reviews, and these bad reviews are going to make your book die out, and you're not going to get as many sales as in the long-term game as you want to, okay? We're not making books here that are just going to last a month on Amazon. We want books that are going to last years upon years, and in order for a book to last years and years, it needs to be high quality and you need to avoid getting bad reviews because bad reviews are going to absolutely be detrimental to the long-term lifespan of your book sales, okay? So the last one on this list, mistake number 5, is trying to find the perfect keyword, okay? And I'm sure if you've tried keyword research when it comes to self-publishing before, you know what I'm talking about here. Let me get this straight right now. There is no such thing as a perfect keyword, okay? However, there are such thing as good keywords. There's good keywords when it comes to self-publishing. Perfect keywords, very hard to find. I shouldn't say there's no such thing because there are some perfect keywords, but for the most part, like 99.999% of the time, you're not gonna find a perfect keyword, okay? I always see students spending days and sometimes weeks searching for the perfect keyword to get started with in their self-publishing business, okay? And in my opinion, I'm gonna say this next, it's just a waste of time, okay? You don't wanna waste all this time trying to find the perfect keyword that's gonna make you all this money. There needs to be some compromise when it comes to certain areas for keywords. It's very, very difficult to find a keyword that's gonna check all of your boxes, okay? This is a pretty big waste of time, spending all this time finding keywords, in my opinion, and is a form of procrastinating doing the real work that comes after finding a good keyword, okay? When I see students spending weeks and weeks trying to find that perfect keyword that's gonna make them all this money, in my honest opinion, and I know it's kind of the hard truth, this is kind of like procrastinating the hard work, okay? Because it's not very hard to look through a bunch of keywords, find the good ones, and it's obviously hard to find the good keyword, but it's not very hard to just browse through Amazon and try and find a good keyword. So I see lots of people doing this all the time, and it's kind of a way of avoiding the hard work that comes once you find that keyword, which is like making the book description, making the book outline, coming up with a title, ordering your cover, all these other things that come into play once you find that good keyword. So don't try and find a perfect keyword. It's gonna be very difficult. Instead, try and find a very good keyword and go with that one, okay? Just go with it, follow your gut, even if it feels like it's not almost perfect, it's very hard to find a perfect keyword. So just go with the one that's very good, and I promise you it'll probably end up well if you have a high quality book with a high quality outline, high quality writer, high quality title, high quality book cover, all these things that come into play. It's gonna be very good, okay? The keyword doesn't have to be perfect in order to make you a bunch of money. So that is pretty much it for this video. Those are my top 5 common or most important mistakes that I see people make, detrimental mistakes, I should say. Those are mistakes that I made when I first started out, especially things like the keyword one. I definitely did that. Hiring cheaper ghostwriters, not ordering enough book covers, not changing listing variables. Those are all very detrimental mistakes that you can make when you first start out. And it's good because we learn from them, but if you're just starting out and you're watching this video now, you definitely had an advantage because hopefully you won't make those mistakes that I did and what other people make when they start self-publishing. Okay, so if you like the video, make sure you drop a like on it, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. If you like these kinds of videos, I talk about all the things of self-publishing, lifestyle videos, and just entrepreneurship stuff. So again, if you like that kind of stuff, make sure you subscribe. One last thing I want to mention, if you want to join my free program, it is 100% free. It's down below in the description for this video. It's called Publisher Startup. It's 100% free. It's going to walk you through all the different things that I put into self-publishing a book on Amazon. So if you want to learn how to do that, make sure you get down there in the program. There's a Facebook group like I talked about. And as the whole community, if you have any questions, you can always ask them in the Facebook group, and usually they get answered right away. So if you're interested in self-publishing, make sure you join that course. It's down below in the description of this video. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.